Let's also get you the very latest that's coming in from Wayanad now, where the relief and the rescue operations is proceeding with no let-up. We've seen over 330 lives that have been lost. In this disaster, the agencies involved are having to deal with all kind of challenges, right from bad weather to the threat of epidemics. We've also been reporting non-stop, remember, from the epicenter of the landslides. Our colleague Deepak and Pinky both have been there, getting you a lot of ground reportage. First up, exactly what Deepak has seen on today, and also the relief and the rescue operation and its status.
I'm standing here in Mundukai. We were just, of course, bringing our viewers all these extensive reports about the bridge that was built by the army, about the efforts that have been undertaken in the area that was the most hit. I'm right now in that area. Nothing really remains here. Few buildings managed to survive, that too partially. Now, these earth movers, these heavy equipment that you're looking at, is able to come in here because of the bridge that was built earlier. I'm going to ask my video journalist now to, of course, try and show you all around as rescue efforts continue from various teams. The army is operating here, the NDRF is operating here, the fire personnel are operating here. What you get to see right now is just, massive, large-scale destruction. And this is destruction to an extent that one cannot really fathom, considering the fact that, entire houses right now are under the rubble. Some of these, of course, have been partially destroyed. These are a little elevated. You see a mosque there that is partially destroyed. A church there on top right next to it which is partially destroyed. As now I pan my camera once again to show you, you'll even see parts of a car where some of the fire personnel there are standing. There are parts of a car that is under the rubble, and excavating this manually was nearly impossible. And these are entire houses, and there were sniffer dogs that were used to identify where there could be people trapped inside. Where, of course, they've been able to, of course, get about 20 bodies from this site up until now, and they fear there will be many more under the rubble.
So the situation, remember, continues to be very, very grim. Major General Matthew, the GOC Kerala, has also spoken to us in detail about the army's efforts right now in Wayanad, including also about building a temporary Bailey bridge. This is essentially, remember, to allow a lot of heavy equipment to join the rescue effort and ensure that every man alive is taken out to safety as soon as possible.
Ever since a couple of massive landslides struck Churalmala, Mundukai and surrounding areas, various teams, including that of the Indian Army, have been working tirelessly to rescue and search for as many people as they can. Joining me today is Major General Matthew. He's a commanding officer for Kerala and Karnataka. Sir, thank you so much for speaking to us today. If you could take us through how the last couple of days have been, and how difficult has the terrain been, how difficult has the rescue and search operation?
Since the 30th, when this tragic incident occurred, the Indian Army has been working tirelessly. We have mobilized on war footing from various places across South India, from Trivandrum, from Bangalore, from Kannur and Kozhikode, to move here by air and by road, so that we are effective here at the shortest possible time to assist in the rescue and relief operations.
Okay. Now, when we are, looking at today how the efforts are going on, when people look at it, it's been over 3 days now. It's about 3 days after the landslide. Is there any hope that people could still be found alive, or is it predominantly now a search operation that's going to go on?
We are hoping always that people are found alive, because we are still searching with the hope that there would be someone alive under the debris somewhere. So while our efforts are towards going to all areas and searching, our hope is somebody is alive. But as each day passes, the situation looks grimmer and grimmer for the people who are buried under this sand.
As far as information that has been given to you by the state administration and the locals here, how many people do you assume are still missing, or do you have any accurate info on that?
We do not have the accurate figures. Yesterday the state government has got a list of people who were staying here, but because of the transient nature of the people, some warning was issued, some of them evacuated, some of them were migrant labor. So all of it makes an exact count difficult. The district administration is looking at the count. The army as of now are not looking at exactly you may get this figure from the state administration.
Okay. So this Bailey bridge that has been built, of course, has come a long way in helping move earth movers, heavy equipment on top, because I was there in Mundukai on the day when there were no earth movers working there, so it became extremely difficult there, of course. So while we look at this bridge now that is standing here, and as we speak, I'm going to ask my video journalist to show this vehicle move. This is being made possible by the efforts of the forces. What do you make of the effort that went in here, considering the terrain, the heavy rain coming down as well?
This is a major effort by the army to make it at the shortest possible time so that the relief and rescue efforts go in unhindered. It was done on war footing. We mobilized from Bangalore. The Madras Engineering Group of Indian Army sent an engineer task force to make this Bailey Bridge, and this was completed by yesterday evening as promised by the army, as undertaken by the army to do it at the shortest possible time.
And amidst all this devastation that you see, the centre and the Kerala government, remember, are at loggerheads over whether or not that there was an adequate warning. Could this tragedy of this nature have been averted? Yesterday, remember, we've been able to access the I.N.D.I.A.'s red alert to the Kerala administration, which had warned of extremely heavy rains, potential landslides just 18 hours before the disaster struck. Now, the Pinarayi Vijayan government continuously has been claiming that this is not the case. They say we got an alert only after the tragedy struck. But the BJP is unwilling to let either the Kerala government or Rahul Gandhi off the hook. Listen in to what they say.
The deaths of over 300 people and the absolute devastation in Wayanad, which is a very poor constituency, and there are almost every one of these affected families are very, very poor. I will say with all responsibility, it is not just a tragedy, it is a crime. It is a consequence of the negligence of the state government. It is a consequence of the negligence of repeated multiple state governments from 2009 onwards. And questions must be asked about what was behind this negligence, what is the commercial interest behind this negligence, for which the cost is being borne by the innocent people of Wayanad.
Now, do remember, Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra have also been briefed by the Wayanad administration as a part of their visit. Rahul Gandhi earlier has spoken. He calls this a unique tragedy, but not attributing any blame to anyone.
I have been here since yesterday. As I said yesterday, this is a terrible tragedy. We yesterday went to the site. We went to the camps. We assessed the situation there. And today we had a meeting with the administration and the panchayat. They briefed us on exactly the number of casualties they expect, the number of houses that have been damaged, and their strategy. We have said that we are here to help in any way possible. Congress family would like to commit to build 100+ houses here. Kerala has not seen this type of a tragedy in one area. And I think I'm going to raise it in Delhi and also with the Chief Minister here, that this should be treated differently. This is a different level of tragedy and it should be treated differently.
So Rahul Gandhi does say that this is a tragedy, this is not the right time to play politics. But look at what the state government did. The state government finding itself under attack because it was seeking to direct all science and technology institutions to not undertake any field visits to the affected areas. After a lot of backlash, we have seen that entire order that is up on your screens also getting withdrawn. But even the Congress, for the moment, saying that this is not the time to play politics, and we've also have the BJP saying that this is nothing but a Talibani fatwa.
No, we should understand, the people of this country should understand why frequent landslides are happening, what is the ecologically sensitive part in Kerala, which continuously disasters have been happening. And there has also been a conflict between the central and state government regarding the early warnings, etc. So when more scientific analysis happens on this, I think the people would get better understanding of the situation. So we would welcome the situation.
Kerala government has issued a Talibani fatwa, a diktat, a kind of gag order that no scientific and technological institution scientists should speak about the landslides that took place, because they know that if they do, then the truth will come out that these were not natural tragedies, these were man-made disasters. What is ironic is that this entire I.N.D.I.A alliance says that they are for freedom of speech and Samvidhan, but this asamvidhanic, unconstitutional gag order has been issued, and Rahul Gandhi, the entire I.N.D.I.A alliance is quiet about it because all of them are criminally culpable.